We've got information coming in at this time from Guntur, where there's been a big clash between leaders of the Telugu Desam and YSRCP in the Gurzala area of Guntur. They've been punching each other, vehicles have been vandalized, some of those pictures now on your screen at this moment. Massive altercation. Remember, in Andhra Pradesh, we've possibly seen one of the most pitched battles of 2019. They're exchanging blows, lots of back and forth between leaders of the YSRCP, leaders of the Telugu Desam party, having a real go at each other. Very unfortunate this, but some of this also down to the heat, some of it down to just the passion, the enormity of the stakes, which are really up for grabs. We've got Akash Koleru joining us. What is it that led to this clash in Guntur, in Andhra Pradesh? What sparked it? We can really see these YSRCP and TDP leaders have a real go at each other.
Well, yes, Rahul, a lot of these clashes have their source embedded in the glitches that the EVMs were facing in the morning. A list of 157 centers where EVMs were not functioning until 10:30 a.m. have been submitted by the TDP to the Election Commission, demanding not only a repair or a replacement of these particular EVMs, but also the extension of the time from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and also repolling in certain constituencies. And when it comes to why exactly this violence is happening, until and unless a full-fledged probe is conducted into all of these incidents, the YSRCP and the TDP can keep accusing each other of being the initial aggressor, but we still do not have a confirmation from the official authorities as to who exactly is supposed to be blamed for the violence. But two very important questions that are echoing in the minds of voters across the state of Andhra Pradesh is this. At a time when we saw, even in the visuals, we can see that voters are running for their life out of fear, looking at these violent mobs. At this time, when all the authorities were involved in controlling these violent mobs, were the EVMs secured, and are these elections free and fair is the first question that the voter is raising. The second question, of course, that they are raising is very, very simple. They are saying all those voters who came to the polling station, ran for their life, went back disappointed without exercising their democratic right to vote. What is the assurance that all those voters will come back to the polling station once again, take out time and vote? This could actually harm the chances of either the YSRCP or the TDP or any of the political stakeholders for that matter. These are two very, very important questions being raised. But when it comes to the Election Commission, we still do not have an official response on any of these demands submitted by the TDP from the Election Commission. The blame game is on. The heat pretty much on the ground is still there. We still have a confirmation that approximately 30 to 40 places are facing difficulties with the EVMs. So we're still waiting for an official confirmation from the Election Commission as to what's supposed to be done. But when it comes to which party is supposed to be blamed, which party is responsible for the violence, until and unless a full-fledged probe is conducted, no person is in a position to tell you as to which party can be blamed for this. But one thing is for sure.
But this hasn't happened only in Guntur, it's been happening in other parts of Andhra Pradesh as well. Multiple parts of Andhra Pradesh reported incidents of violence. We saw one candidate of the Janasena go and in fact start smashing an electronic voting machine. TDP leader Siddha Bhaskar Reddy was murdered in an attack allegedly carried out by YSR Congress leaders. In Guntur, Andhra Pradesh, Speaker and his gunmen were allegedly manhandled by YSR Congress activists. Cops and TDP candidate Bhuma Akhil Priya's husband was injured in a clash in the Kurnool district of Andhra Pradesh. YSR Congress workers tried to disrupt polling in Guntur and in West Godavari. There was a YSR Congress leader who got attacked, a character called Mata Raju. Then TDP functionaries tried to destroy chairs and machines in certain parts. In Guntakal constituency of Anantpur, Jan Sena candidate Madhusudan Gupta was arrested after he dramatically damaged an electronic voting machine. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu condemned all these attacks. The TDP has filed a complaint seeking action against YSRCP leaders and vice versa. Multiple instances of violence being reported from different parts. Take a look at some of the reactions coming in.
Telugu Desam Party leader, one Mr. Bhaskar Reddy, I think he is involved in the election activities, and YCP Gundas and Rowdies, they attacked him and they murdered brutally the Bhaskar Reddy. And the Telugu Desam Party is seriously condemning this undemocratic activity and complaining to the Election Commission. The Election Commission should act immediately and arrest all those people. This is the demand of the Telugu Desam Party.
It is totally bogus. ఇది కంప్లీట్ గా దీనికి కూడా అంత రాంగ్. ఇప్పుడు నేను దీన్ని తీసి పగలగొడుతున్నాను. ఇలాంటి ఎలక్షన్ చేయడానికి ఇవేంటి అసలు ఇంత అన్యాయమైన ఎలక్షన్ చేస్తారా అంటే మోసం చేస్తున్నారా మీరంతా?
To get a sense of the polling so far, these sporadic instances of violence and the charges flying thick and fast in election season, we are joined by Manisha Priyam, political analyst. With us also is Swati Chaturvedi, Sandeep Shastri, one of India's foremost political analysts, joining us. These are more pictures from Guntur. We are seeing Sandeep Shastri, a lot of this violence play itself out. A gun being pointed here. Go Lord, I hope he didn't open fire, but he's got the gun out, this policeman, and he's looking very menacing, and he is threatening to fire. I wait to see what happened next, but this is not looking good. Sandeep Shastri, lots of these images coming in. Is it just par for the course? These things happen. It looks rather dangerous. You've got this pot-bellied cop chasing with his gun arguably loaded. He's running after somebody who was allegedly trying to carry out some kind of electoral malpractice.
Rahul, if you look at the history of elections in Andhra Pradesh, violence has always been a part of the election process. So I think for Andhra Pradesh, this is nothing new in terms of the intensity of the use of force. Secondly, I must also add, Rahul, that this is a very, very keenly fought election. Both the YSR Congress and the TDP are going all out to ensure a victory. Remember also there is a state assembly election that's going on. So given the intensity of the contest, given the closeness of the contest, and given the sharpness of the rivalry between these two parties, I think people were anticipating various forms of trouble and violence on election day. And what you're
Tense violence, this. Manisha Priyam, your sense on the violence that we're seeing in different parts of Andhra Pradesh. It's in Andhra Pradesh particularly that we're seeing the maximum level of violence. In some other parts of the country, the voting has been relatively peaceful, but in Andhra Pradesh we're seeing very, very pitched battles play themselves out.
Yeah, this is extremely pitched. I have followed Andhra Pradesh elections for a long time now. Also do a lot of ground level field work. And this is extraordinary as far as I can see. I can also see visuals on our television, the India Today channel, of women having, they've got some head injuries. Women became a vote block with NTR, and followed by that under Babu's politics, as Chandrababu Naidu was then called. Highly unusual. This level of violence has been seen first of all in Bihar elections and closely followed by that in Uttar Pradesh elections. But it has become something, a visual of yesteryears, especially with the TN session reforms taking place. Clearly, the Election Commission, which has staggered these elections in various phases, saying that this has been done, this long election has been done largely to keep in mind the law and order situation. And the Election Commission does the law and order assessment along with the state law and order machinery. So the Election Commission really needs to wake up to this. Clearly something amiss. Lots of police officers, I remember, in the past week have been transferred in other states where the state political leaders have argued against what the EC has done. But this is clearly something that knocks at the doors of the Election Commission. An emergency meeting of the Election Commission should soon be held. These are not visuals of free and fair elections, and certainly highly unusual for a state south of the Vindhyas, in Andhra Pradesh especially, for women to be beaten up in this manner and for free and fair elections to be disrupted. It's not just that this is keenly contested, it's a fact that there is a definite attempt to hijack the vote, and that's something that needs to be brought in the eyes of the Election Commission immediately.
Trivedi, your sense of the overall polling, we're seeing of course violence from different districts of Andhra Pradesh, but your sense of how it's gone so far? Swati? In the midst of this,
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear the question, Rahul. Can you just repeat
Swati,
it?
I'm saying, what's your broad sense of the polling all across the country so far in these 91 seats? We're focusing right now on Andhra Pradesh, where we're seeing pitched battles between YSRCP leaders and leaders of the TDP, the kind of violence we haven't seen in any other part of the country so far.
True, Rahul, and the voting is I think the voting is percentage is extremely good, but I would kind of agree with Manisha Priyam. The EC somehow, the Election Commission this time around seems woefully underprepared. You know, we've seen what happened in Namo TV, and then we've seen the movie. I mean, all their reactions have been too little and too late. Like, for example, today, I mean, the kind of violence we're seeing in Andhra Pradesh is unprecedented. It's never actually ever happened. So, this is scenes from literally, you know, the dark ages of Bihar and UP elections, where booths were captured, violence happened. I'm totally shocked that when the EC has staggered the polls to this in the kind of way they have, that why better arrangements have not been made. You know, all this could have been anticipated. What we've seen in Kairana could definitely have been anticipated, because there's been a low temperature communal thing on the boil there for a while now. So, you know, I'm quite disappointed with the Election Commission today, because honestly the arrangements look pretty shambolic.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you will love to.